What's good, everybody? Romero17 here, and we're going to be reacting to this video that Marshall Mind dropped on his channel. Of course, this video is featuring him fighting myself. And, you know, dubbed this title, which is okay. Really, I'm always about kind of proving things when the time happens, but, you know, it's not a fair assumption to make. So, before we get into this video, I remember the first thing I had done when it came to the UFC 5 beta. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, I work with EA with the UFC Design Council. I got added to that somewhere right before UFC 4 got added and whatnot. And the first thing I did, I got as many as the high-level players that I know, that I'm familiar with. And, you know, we got into a party, and I was teaching them how to, like, defend, right? Because if you guys have been around with me for, like, 5 years or so right now with this channel, my goal is no real, like, gatekeeping. Outside of, like, specific tactics that are privy to myself, and then I teach people that on their own time. When it comes to something that should be common knowledge, I've always felt that that should be taught to everybody. And that's something I wanted to keep consistent. I'm not going to go and beat my friends who are top-level players because they don't know how to defend the system. Because then that's kind of just using the fact against them that they don't have any knowledge there. And a lot of people, they would like to, you know, keep quiet. They don't want to say anything. But I was like, nah, I'm going to teach you guys how to defend it. And then once you guys start getting better at, like, defending the basic stuff, then I'm going to hit you with the nice sauce. So, we did a bit of that. You know, we had Goat 10 on 9, Swiss Liebacks, Ed Parker, we had a couple good guys there. Obviously, Marshall was playing with us as well. So, I could definitely say those guys benefited a lot from playing with us and also getting taught how to play the game. And then when it was time to, like, do certain things, you know, submitting some people with Sean Strickland and doing some stuff like that, it's cool. But for me, it's not going to be fun to do that to people at the moment. But it is definitely fun to play against somebody who does know how to do all that stuff, and that is Marshall. Marshall probably has taken the most time to get better at the subsystem. At the moment that he had access and I got access, I went to work with him, and then, like, first few times, I was like, God damn, motherfucker got my ass early. But then I caught on right away with what I was doing wrong. And what I love about this fight here that we had, there was a lot of mind games on the ground, and I'll be able to break down a lot of that fun stuff with y'all. So without further ado, let's pull this on full screen and just have ourselves a nice time to react. We're going to up the volume, enjoy everything.
Gets messed up. He lands an elbow. Spinning elbow. Rocks me right there to the body, to the head.
Didn't even need just the quality, but
I'm just trying to survive.
So 4K. Hey, that music clean though. Man, the walkout, you see the corner man, you getting hype in the background. He's like, all right, bro. Security, like, hey, get the lights out. They still gotta look a little bit stiff, but
sometimes athlete coach just works. Perillo and
Chichone Ecuador
is the right coach for him in the sense that he allows for him to still be him, but still guide him. Chito Vera is a fantastic striker. He's huge in weight class, and he is an absolute cardio machine. Let's see how he uses that to his advantage tonight. Some people have suggested at times he plays with his boot a little bit, but more often
he does. He definitely does.
it hits the disposal before the end of the night. We'll see how it goes for Chito tonight.
And of course, using Cory Sandhagen as myself. I've had a lot of fun using Cory Sandhagen on UFC 4, especially when people said that he wasn't that good. So I made it a point to make sure that I get good with Cory Sandhagen.
From the wrestling game to take people down. He has an array of takedowns at his disposal, and he uses every single one of them. From the speed of the level change to the timing to the knowledge of where to go next when the guy starts to defend, he's truly something special. I don't think he can take you down, but tonight he doesn't have to. So in this matchup, prevailing wisdom
Cory. I like how they mentioned the wrestling. They mentioned the wrestling. That's just like the most recent thing. So, I'll lower the volume a tad bit. Obviously, I'm using Cory Sandhagen. Marshall is using Marlon Vera. And he's obviously going to start talking soon because this is off of his video.
Alrighty, Cory Sandhagen versus Marlon Chito Vera. I am using Chito Vera and Romero is using Cory Sandhagen. This was a solid fight, man. I can't wait for you guys to watch this whole entire thing. Start off with a few kicks. I'm using Chito Vera. And
off rip, if you guys are, I'm not going to stop it too much, but when I use Cory Sandhagen in a lot of fights that eventually will get uploaded, my goal is pretty much to like let me emulate the fighter as much as possible. So I always did a lot of watching on Cory Sandhagen. So there's gonna be a lot of stance switches, a lot of feints to go low high, a lot of feints to close the distance, attack with a kick and stab out of range, and of course anything else in mind is gonna be needed.
Of course, with Chito, he loves those like very like flashy kicks, right? He'll throw his hook kick to the head.
That's true.
The side kicks to the body. He does love the front leg side kick to the leg, as well as the oblique to the legs as well. He's a very patient guy.
Very patient.
Of course, that front kick to the body. And with Cory Sandhagen, of course, he's a very technical striker, but that's not the only thing he does.
There's a lot of investment to the body in my end.
Cory Sandhagen decided to implement a very grapple-heavy style.
And there, I went down. Usually Marshall denies up when he goes to that. When you go to the cage, Marshall tends to deny up. So I tend to go down because he rarely denies that. When he starts denying down, that's when I just go for like the straight up regular takedown, and that's usually what I get. And there I use the transition from like whenever you have a short-term stamina advantage and you posture up, you're able to get a free transition depending on how severe the short-term stamina lead is here. And the main thing that I'm looking to do is I'm not going to like essentially run from like the grappling. Cory doesn't have everything that he should have. He doesn't have his rolling knee bar. He doesn't have everything else. But I'm going to use the mount position to enter into the triangle. I denied that transition, but it was a fake and it cooked my stamina. So by using the cooking mechanic with R1, I was like, fuck that. I'm going to go down the mount. I'm going to go down the mount. Yeah, it looks much better. They removed the post-fight intros, yes. Like the post-fight emote stuff. That stuff is gone. Now, from right here in this position, I got full GA. When you get full GA in the mount position, it usually makes the submission attack much easier. But the risk of that is that you end up having low short-term stamina, and it makes it easier for Marshall to go and race that. I tried to catch him off guard with the side control. Lost a hell of a lot of stamina. So, off rip, he went for it. Off rip, he went for it. Damn. We're gonna actually just pause it in between rounds. So, if you guys notice, there's the submission bar when it comes to like how many submissions you can take. That depends on your sub defense. Obviously, Cory has a high, pretty sub defense. That's not referring to the Aljamain Sterling fight, but when he's had his arm extended all the way to here. But I think Yuri Alcantara or something like that. But he's shown some pretty legit sub defense. And the Darce choke was a really sneaky entry there from Marshall. And that was just a huge fumble on my part. But I took a chance, right? You take a chance. And I tried to go for the side control transition, and it failed. And that's one of those transitions I would like for them to reduce the short-term stamina drain on. But, no, good first round. Very good first round. We'll skip ahead here. You know it, Zero. Using the body side kick to create some space. He's starting to lunge. So I see that he's starting to lunge, and I start to attack the body with the lead body hook. Marshall loves to sidestep. So what I try to do is I try to catch him off of a half beat after he sidesteps with any straight strike. He has his counters on deck, and I'll try to mix that in with the spinning heel kick. The spinning heel kick is level 5 for Cory Sandhagen. So if you can land that clean at a good vulnerability moment, it will be very, very good. Try to load up a block counter, but the block counter is not working as well as it should be at the moment. Enter the legs, deny this transition. I see him go for it again, and I enter the heel hook. I try to go straight forward to try to get one back, but he's able to deny that transition. So I'm going to use this and just pass the side control, and I end up in top position again. Now, I've gotten a lot better with the subsystem. Like I can submit Marshall now in comparison, but I will say the matchups definitely do matter, but also your positional awareness. And probably one of the better areas that Marshall's good at is the leg locks, because he does a lot of leg locks in real life. He's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. He loves leg locks. So like the leg lock game, he really took some time to be dedicated there. I myself love the arm triangles and chokes like that, but he loves the freaking leg locks. And if he gets you in a leg lock, it is very, very hard to escape. But so far, we're in top mount. Try to go for the triangle, but he's able to deny this transition. This is where I make a mistake. I thought this was just a regular getup. I didn't know that Chito Vera had the bottom mount heel hook. And already I knew, shit, I'm in trouble. I thought he was just getting up, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just allow it to happen. Try to race it. And when you race the transition, it'll kind of mitigate some of the damage it does. If I let the full heel hook go through, it could have done more damage to the bar. Obviously, he also had low short-term stamina, so it wasn't going to do a crazy amount of damage to get me out of there anyways. But we put ourselves in a pretty good amount of danger there. Yeah, I know you love your leg locks, damn it. So right here, he actually double chains the backpack. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I tried to go for I wanted to see if Cory had the shoulder locks level 3 to go for the Kimura from back clinch. Didn't have it. Tries to take my back. And I'm like, no. I ain't playing with that. Roll the full guard, take a risk there. Chito probably has a darts from up there, and I wasn't going to try to fuck around and find out. And Chito also has now that I see his side, Chito has a freaking heel hook from there. I try to go to mount immediately, and he catches on, denies the transition, and he's able to end up back inside control. So I'm going to do the smart option. I want to mitigate damage. We're going to end up in bottom sprawl. When we end up in bottom sprawl, I'm going to drive up because the transition is faster when your opponent's pressed against the cage. And I'm going to throw this hip toss. I don't get the hip toss, but the hip toss lands for body damage. We're going to skip ahead right here to the next round. Round number 3. I know that the bar for me on my end for submission defense is low. So I have to be a lot smarter with my engagements on the ground, which means I have to make sure that it's on my terms. Body punches landed percentage, 75%. That's actually really good. I'm big on the numbers. Marshall's not big on the numbers, but I'm very big on like trying to be as accurate as possible. Gonna knock him down with a nice little fuck you teep kick. I wait a second. I go for the knee pick takedown, drop him down, get the takedown scored there. Fire off some hooks to kind of cut him off from going to the cage. Double jab into the cross. Tries a cross counter and plant. Body side kick to create some space. Double up to the body. Now Marshall, what he does now, because he knows that I pull or I slip counter, I'm careful with the slip. He either throws the hook to discourage me from slipping, or if I try to pull, he throws the straight instead. And now from here, he throws a kick. I catch it, I turn him, face him, go up on the left stick when I enter this takedown, and I'm able to get this body lock slam. Now, this doesn't do any damage. He believes that it does damage, but this actually doesn't do damage. It's just scoring. It should do damage. So EA Sports, that takedown should be doing damage. Yeah, no, it was not the body damage. I did that shit to score. I'm trying to win on the scorecards, baby. Another body teep lands with good effort. Overhand from Marshall. Body side kick. Now here, it's important I don't panic because he's probably going to be looking to shoot. I denied a takedown. I was ready to deny the turn just in case. Take the back, and now I'm going to return my own. This is how you, if you know your opponent wants to grapple you, if you run scared the entire time, you're not going to be able to really discourage them. Of course, I want to be able to grapple, right? I'm going to put myself in the fire where he's also good at with the seamless submissions. I played with fire twice, so I can't really afford to get burnt a third time. But I'm making sure that I'm there, right? That I'm here, and I'm like, look, I got to work on everything here. The game's a little bit more responsive with the denials. It's a little bit harder transition for the most part. But when they make the right adjustments, it's going to be even more fun. Tries to go half guard. I try to go for the armbar. Unable to get the armbar. But right now, you know, I'm looking at the clock. There's about 30 seconds left. I know that if he goes for the heel hook, he'll probably go for the heel hook within 20 seconds left or so, or a little bit less, because now it's not 45 seconds of safety with the timer if somebody enters a submission. It can be over in an instant, even with the accelerated clock. So the animation for the heel hook is in. I go immediately attack the arm triangle. Doesn't go through. But we know we did our thing there, and we're able to kind of mitigate the grappling on the ground on our terms, score a couple of takedowns, and do a really good job there. How is nobody cut in round 3? Because nobody landed clean. And also, Chito Vera has a 98 cut resistance. Chito is very, very hard to cut. Cory Sandhagen's another guy that's a little bit hard to cut. So the cut resistance, it affects how easy it is for a fighter to get cut. But yeah, that takedown doesn't do body damage, and I don't know why it doesn't, but that needs to get adjusted for sure. What other refs are in the game? Stay in the full game. So I wouldn't know yet, but I mean, should be all the other ones. Let's see. And now, all right, round 4. I'm going to start opening up my striking a lot more. We're going to throw in a couple of lunging jabs, right? And I also want to get an overreaction right there. So 1-2, lunging cross. 1-2, lunging cross, slips. I see that he's starting to slip, so that's going to open up my shots to the body, which opens up the lead body kick. So he thought I was trolling, but I ain't trolling. There's a method to my madness. Right? Body side kick to create some space. Boom, go to the body. And now I mitigate the damage from the lead hook counter. And I slip to the other direction. I know he's going to try to take me to the cage. Try to take me down. He's actually able to get it. He goes down and it transitions to the body lock. To not the body lock. To double leg high takedown. Which is a really great takedown from Marshall. Ends up right inside control. But I'm going to transition. I get full GA. Now I have him here. I do want to be here. He's unable to deny the up transition, which is great for me because he would have takedown countered me. Gonna work the leg. Notice I'm attacking the rear leg, right? I'm attacking the rear leg. Then I'm gonna start attacking the back leg, I believe, with the left leg. No, I didn't do that there. Thought I did. There's an auto break from the 2 shots in the clinch, which I think is much better than UFC 4. Yeah, the character models look nice. Cory looks much better, too. He doesn't look jacked like a middleweight. He looks like a lanky dude at bantamweight, which is what he should look like. Use the stance switch to kind of deny the takedown. A little nifty tactic if somebody shoots a double. Yeah, the new elbow, new rear hook, new rear body hook, new lead body. Woo, nice. Okay, so he catches me clean while I'm switching my stance. There's the first cut that opens up above the left eye of Cory Sandhagen. So now I got to be really careful. I got to be on defense for about 30 seconds because if he starts to land more shots on that eye, he's going to do a lot more damage. It's an increased damage of 20%. We're going to pretend that didn't happen. Tries to sidestep. And I've been punishing a lot of the sidesteps with the body hook. Rear body kick. And now I'm trying to predict where he's going to go. Jab, rear hook, lead uppercut is something that he likes to do. He also likes to go straight, lead hook straight. Gets a takedown. And is able to finish that round 4 strong. This is a post-jab nerf, by the way. Not the no respect. I know, he hit me with the no respect. He hit me with the no respect between rounds. And we were cracking up when that was happening. But it's round 5. And I was kind of thinking to myself, I'm like, it might be 2-2. It might be 2-2 heading into this 5th round. I got to up my... I'm going to start breaking from the shell. And I'm going to start opening up my striking a lot more. So I go revert back to southpaw. I need to attack the body. I go for the flying knee off rip just to kind of go crazy. Why not? Attack him with the rear hook on the open side. Switch my stance once more again. Finish that combination with the jab. Starting to see that he's starting to react to everything that I'm doing, which is what I'm looking for, right? I'm seeing where his defense is at. Back out of range. And we're channeling Cory Sandhagen as much as we can with like the striking variety. Back up, switching our stance. Fake the lead body teep. I want to see him sidestep. Once I see him sidestep, I know I'm going to be able to target a body kick, right? Land a body kick there, but not at the best range. And eventually, what I'm going to look to do, I'm going to try to chain the animation of the pause with his strike. And I want to chain like the pause of the strike of the 2, pause, delay, and throw the body hook. I managed to rock him there. And I'm going to keep pressing forward. But intelligently, because Cheeto's still very hard to finish. You know it. I thought he'd duck the high kick. End up getting the bleed through because he ducks. Calf kick. And notice like I'm switching stances to open up specific shots where it's going to be the body teep, the lead body kick when we're both unorthodox. And of course, what he starts to do when he needs to get a rock back, he'll do the traditional kind of like block breaking thing where he'll go the 2-3, 1-2, and then he'll go for like an overhand or some type of slip straight counter. But I've landed a cheeky lead hook counter there. Crosses here. It's getting a little bit fuzzy, so let's take that back so this exchange reads properly. This shit is in 4K. Stamina is very high, so I mean, maybe we should show you the fight stats. Between two guys that have thrown over 300, 400 strikes in 5-rounders. Full AI. He called me an AI. Question mark kick. And now look, I know I have 1:20 to work. I really want to make a stamp on this round. But I'm seeing like now I've cut him up. It's yellow. It's orange. Yep. The breathing gets messed up. Try to land a cheeky lead elbow to stop him from intercepting. Throw a spinning elbow. 1, 2, 3. Switch kick. 2. Another lead body kick. I think we're going to switch back to southpaw here. No, go for the flying knee. Feint the rear body hook to get the rear head hook to get a reaction. Try to slip counter so I can slip counter. He goes and fires a straight shot. Woo! And I was like, you know what? Flying knee. And we go down to the 5th round. Yeah. Wait. That's how you put a stamp on a round. I'm trying to find something real quick. And like I said, my goal with like Cory is like I need to emulate Cory as much as possible. My goal is like when I'm playing anybody, I'm not going to go this full meta nonsense. I'm not going to go all that stuff where you have somebody bobbing and weaving and doing all this extra stuff. Nah. When I'm going to rock a character, even if I'm losing, I'm going to try to stick to the script that I have for this character. And I'm going to use their tools to the best of their ability. But this is a great fight. Great fight against Marshall. Does Sean Strickland have a Philly shell idol? Maybe Marshall and I can show y'all.
The judges score the contest 49-46, 48-47, and 48-47.
48-47 and 49-46.
Cory Sandhagen. Beautiful, beautiful work. So there you have it, man. Thank you so much for watching, boys. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the love, all the support. You guys are amazing. If you enjoyed the video, you know exactly what to do. Don't forget to leave a like on it. Don't forget. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new one. As always, stay safe, boys. Have a good one.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, fight stats. So 435 in a 5-rounder with somebody who has thrown strikes above the 300 limit. We also were throwing a lot of strikes on the ground. It's a good fight. It's a very good fight to have. But I gotta head on out of here. I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. This was a very fun thing to do. And we'll probably have some more fights for y'all in